in relationship with those 5 things. And actually, the rules of Islam came to cover these essential elements in our life. And Islam came to preserve, to protect 5 necessities, 5 things that we call them the 5 necessities in Islam. And alhamdulillah, we went long time ago talking about the 5 necessities, talking about the importance of each and every one and the reflection of the Islamic rulings regarding each and every part. And we mentioned the first one, that Islam came to preserve, to protect religion. That's number 1. And number 2, to protect your life. And number 3, the intellectual ability, your mind, the function of your mind itself. And number 4, Islam came to protect the lineage, the relationship between the man and woman. The philosophy of Islam regarding wealth, what Islam and how Islam looked to the wealth itself. So we have 3 main elements. Inshallah, we try to cover them all tonight, inshallah. And that's why I urge you, inshallah, to listen attentively and carefully to the 3 main issues in the wealth protection and preservation. So Islam talked mainly about how to earn that money. And lots of misconceptions, misunderstandings about Islam, that some Muslims, unfortunately, they think that, you know what, to be a religious person, to be a person who is close to Allah, that means you need to be a poor person. You need to be that person who is begging for money, asking everyone, lazy and homeless, waiting, and just they try to explain and they try to understand the texts of Islam, that Islam asked us to pray 5 times a day. So that means we will not have time to work. We will not have time to earn money. So that means Islam wanted us to stay 24 hours every day, 24 hours in the masjid to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which I can tell you frankly tonight, that's not accurate. That's not the Islam. The Islamic perspective to the earn, that Islam is doing the opposite actually. Islam encouraged us to earn and to get money, to work hard, to be good citizens, to be good Muslims, to be productive, get money, work, put your skills, try to exert your efforts so you can get a decent amount of money. And when you earn, you are going to have, self-sufficient. You are not going to depend on others, and you will grow. You will cause the growth for your community. And not only this, Islam came against those people who are lazy and they depend on others. Islam encouraged them to seek the work and to get money, to work so they can get money. And when you think about this, you have lots of verses in the Quran urging us to, when we work, to get money and to earn that money from the halal source. As Allah said in Surah An-Nisa, that is in the juz number 5, Allah said, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, la ta'kulu amwalakum baynakum bil batil. Do not earn that money that you will have, do not earn it from the falsehood. Means what? Do not scam people. Do not overprice people. Don't overbill them. Don't use the needs of people. Someone is a mechanic, for example. Someone is trading, selling, and people came and he noticed that they are so desperate to him. That's why he started to misuse them, to get money from them, to overbill them, overprice them. A doctor, he found a family that they did not understand anything about their situation, and he started to give them things that they need or they do not need. And he just overcharged them. So that is haram. That is the batil itself. And we have lots of people, they misuse the need of others. So Allah told you, do not earn that money with falsehood. If you have a person, and you find that everywhere. You have people, if you do not understand, if you are not searching, they may charge you more because you know nothing about their product or their policy. We have lots of people are manipulating others because of their need for certain stuff in their life, and they earn money, and that's in Islam, it's prohibited. It's haram in Islam. The way that you earn money, remember, that's number one about the philosophy of Islam regarding wealth. Number one is to earn. But when you earn with or within the limits of the halal. If you went beyond the limits, that means whatever you will earn, that will be haram. If you exceeded the limits of halal, then you went to a very dangerous area that you will start earning from haram source, which is prohibited in Islam. That's why robbing people, that's why stealing the money from people, all of these things are haram in Islam. Cheating the products in Islam, it is haram. So lots of things we need to be aware of. That's why when you read about the financial issues, that if the Imam gave you the fatwa that, you know what, that issue is haram, then you will exceed the limit. Think about the main idea in Islam to protect the wealth, to preserve that wealth. Number one, when you earn but from the halal source. And remember something very important. Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, one time when he came and he found lots of people in the masjid and they are just waiting, they worship Allah, which is great and fine, of course. We have the order to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he came to them in different times, the times that they supposed to work in it, and they still in the masjid. Then he went and came back, they are still in the masjid. Then he went and came back, they are still in the masjid. So he said, what are you doing? Are you looking for the sky to rain gold and silver so you can spend on yourselves? Go and seek work so you can earn. The Islamic perspective for the wealth that you earn and encouraging us to do what? To work and get money. That's the Islamic perspective. And you know what? In the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he mentioned some of the issues that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment is going to ask us about. Allah is going to ask all of us about these issues. So Allah will ask us about our health. Allah is going to ask us about the time of the youth. You know, when you was a youth. Allah will ask us about this valuable time. What did you make in it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us about our life. But each and every section of those has only one question. But when it comes to the wealth, Allah will ask us two questions. How did you earn? And how did you spend? So be aware of these two sections. So that's number one, how do you earn? So the Islamic perspective for earning money, earn money, and as long as, alhamdulillah, it's from a halal source, subhanallah, we need Muslims to be not only millionaires, but to be billionaires, okay? Because that's enhancing and that strengthens the Muslim ummah in large. And imagine if you are earning from a halal source and you are giving your zakah, the percentage of zakah you are spending on the poor and needy, helping orphan, sponsoring, the children, and having the lots of issues to run for the youth, and helping the girls for to be ready for marriage, and giving them their stuff, and open businesses and restaurants, shops, and all this stuff. You are helping your ummah. That's great. That's something we should encourage people to do, not to depend upon others. Islam encouraged us to go and seek the work. And you know what? Let me tell you something, because that's one of the misconceptions in some of the Muslims' minds. You know what? They think, Imam, I have to pray 5 times a day. That means I have no time for work. What? That's a lazy excuse. That's the excuse that you want to yourself be lazy. No, Islam told you, even if you will work, just get some minutes to perform your salah, to perform your duty towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's it. What's the only time per week that you cannot work or trade and sell, buy and selling? Jumu'ah time. That's the only time. Even Jumu'ah, that's our holiday. The Jumu'ah itself, you have people in other doctrines or in other beliefs, it's haram for them to work during their holiday, to earn, to have business transaction. In Islam, no. Allah said in this surah chapter, which is Jumu'ah, Allah said, all you who believe, when the call for prayer will come, leave everything behind and hasten towards the remembrance of Allah. Means the Jumu'ah sermon, come and listen, get the education, charge your batteries and your heart so you can come and you can spend the rest of the week under the guidance that you got from the sermon of the Jumu'ah. And then Allah said, فَإِذَا قُضِيَتِ الصَّلَاةِ, when the salah is over, when the Jumu'ah is done, what did he say? Oh, yes, exactly. That's the expression. فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, go and disperse on earth. Means what? Seek the work, get something, earn something, make some money. But remember, we have the limitation here. It has to be halal. You have to earn it halal. What about Imam? What about if I had an offer for somebody to get money, to earn money, but it is for haram? Of course, don't accept that. What's number 2 for the philosophy of wealth in Islam? Now you earn the money. Now you get the money. You got the money now. Do not make the money your goal, your objective. Don't let the money be attached to your heart. As our scholars had taught us, you possess the money and do not let the money possess you. You own the money, but do not let the money own you. That's the case. So the money will be in your hand, not in your heart. So let the money rest in your hand, not resides in your heart. That's number two. Do not make your goal just to get the money, to collect the money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah At-Tawbah, the surah has no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You know that? Allah said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَها فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. As for those who are collecting gold and silver, and they do not spend from it fi sabilillah, for the cause of Allah, they will get the severe punishment on the day of judgment, because their main goal is just to collect, to have. And they said greediness has no end. You have lots of people are so greedy, and whatever you give them, like one time I had that test with some brothers. I told them, imagine if you have the richest person on earth came to your community, like you have I don't know the like Bill Gates and all those names, just entered from the gate, and he has his checkbook, and he came to Brother Jihad, for example, and he told him, you know what, whatever you will tell me right now, I will write it down on the check. He says, okay, give me 1 million. No, not 1 million. Make it three. And before he writes, you know what? Make it 5. Could you change the check and make it 10 million? You know, that way? Here is the case. And when he gets the 10 million, oh, subhanallah, I hope if I told him 20 million, you know, that greedy will not stop. You put your limit. You know what? I would be much fine if I was able to save $500 this month. Once you save it, that was your goal, and you got it. You know what? Oh, subhanallah, I wish if I got 700. That does not stop. We as Muslims, we have that concept of Alhamdulillah. You know that concept? That we recite every rak'ah, at least, Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah. We thank Allah for everything that He given us. That's the case. That's the reality. So what's the philosophy number 2? What's the Islamic perspective number 2 towards wealth? To be where? In your hand, not in your heart. So imagine if you lost money. Will you kill yourself? We have people like this. We have people, they can, you know even better than me that point. You have people, they may sell themselves because of a couple of dollars. You may have girls and women, they may sell their chastity, their modesty because of $100. Am I right? You have people, they may sell their values, their principles, their beliefs because some couples of dollars. That's the case. And subhanallah, in Islam, we are different. Money is not our goal. It's not a goal by itself. The wealth is not the ultimate goal in our life, because We are the ummah, the nation of the ultimate goal, which is Jannah. That's why you can find the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, ta'isa abdu dirham. The one who will worship money, he will have a miserable life. We have lots of people, they have different gods. You know what's the I tell you, what's the definition of God for you as a person? The God is the one, when he orders, I should obey. When he gives me an instruction, I should submit. I should surrender myself to him. That is what we call God. We have people, when Allah is calling them, Hayya ala salah, hey, come on for success. Come on to perform salah. Allah is calling them, they do not respond. But when the money is calling them, they respond. So the money became their God. They enslaved themselves for money, for wealth. Subhanallah, lots of the Muslims got affected by the mentality of running after money. You might have a person, he is working, his wife is working, and I'm not talking about those who are struggling to find a good and decent life for their children. That's a beautiful cause. But I'm talking for those who already have what's enough, what is sufficient for them, and they're still looking for more, became greedy, and their house is cracking. The children are not there. There is a distance between them and their children. The man has no relationship with the wife. There is no love in the house. There is no passionate. There is no time, valuable time with their children. But they are still looking for more. They have in their bank account, but we want more. Listen, money is not our goal. We have in life, things are more valuable than money. Money, after certain limit, it will become just as a number in your account. All what you can do is to open your application, put your password, what's this number, and that's it. That's it. Money can buy food. Am I right? But money cannot buy happiness. Money cannot buy the inner peace. You cannot get food. You can't get food without money, but you can never ever get health. Subhanallah. You know, I remember that image or comics, whatever you say on Facebook. They brought the image of a person who uses his health running to get money. And at the end of his age or his life, he got the money. But he discovered that he lost his health. Could he buy that health with that money? No. So number one, earning money. Number two, the money is not attached to our hearts. Number three, now you earned, now the money in your hand, what are you going to do? To spend. That's the element number three. Now I'm going to spend that money. Remember, when you spend, you remember when you earned from what? Halal. That's the key word. When you spend, we have a key word here. Alaykum salam. When you spend, we have another key word. When you spend only fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah. Another misconception, misunderstanding, misinterpretation that we have, lots of Muslims have for this expression, fi sabilillah. If I told Brother Ahsan, you know what? I want you to spend fi sabilillah. What's the first impression? Imam wanted me to give a charity for the masjid. Am I right? Which is not right. Fi sabilillah, that includes when you spend on your children, on your family members. That's also for the sake of Allah. Let me tell you the hadith. It might shock you tonight, and maybe that's the first time you hear this hadith.
That is not too good.
Huh? No, it's great, but it will leave you there with the impression that will fix that misconception. Because when we say fi sabilillah, you think that Imam is talking about charity, spending on poor and needy. No, listen. This hadith is mentioned in Sahih Muslim, narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. The hadith number for your reference, 989. That the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you have a dinar, you know dinar? That's the currency at that time, like $1 now. He said, dinarun anfaqtahu fi sabilillah, means for preparing the army. When you spend like $1 for that cause, that's the case number one. Case number two, a dinar that you have spent to free a slave. That's number two, case number two. Another dinar that you have spent on a poor person. That's case number three. And number four, which is the last one, a dinar that you have spent on your family. So which one is the best? So he said, and the best of the dinars is the one that you spend on your family. Subhanallah. Even better than spending on poor and freeing the slave and to free a slave and all of that. Yes. You will be rewarded every time you go to Walmart, you go to Sam's Club, Save Allah, whatever. When you visit those shops and you have lots of stuff, your kids, mashallah, went and they grabbed everything, you know, milk, chocolate, meat, and chicken, and you know, but be sure to get this halal. So when you have all of that in your cart and you go to the cashier and you will cry, have lots of things and you know, very long receipt in front of your eyes. Wait, don't be sad. That's fi sabilillah also. That is also fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah. You are going to be rewarded for that. And you know what? When your wife is cooking, she's spending the time in the kitchen, under the heat of the kitchen, and she's preparing, and subhanallah, long time cleaning and making the food, having the most delicious dishes on the table, she also will be rewarded. Then you as a family will sit together to eat from a halal source, and you eat the halal food. You already got rewarded when you paid the bill, when you paid the money on the marketplace, and you know what? Then you take a piece of meat and you give it to your wife, you also will be rewarded. Imam, I'm feeding my wife, and you still, I will be rewarded? I will get hasanat? Yes. Yes. You will get lots of good deeds in your record because you have spent on your family. وَخَيْرُ النَّفَقَةِ عَلَى عِيَالِكَ. That's the best type of spending that you spend on your family. Of course, if you can spend on your family, then you can help others. When you spend for the sake of Allah, give a charity, give to your masjid, having, spending on orphans, poor and needy, helping widows. That's something great. That's something great. But be sure, when you earn, what's the key word? Halal. When you spend, what's the key word? Fi sabilillah. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that also includes your family, your children, your wife. So the Islamic philosophy to the wealth, 3 things. Earning, number 2, the money is not attached to your heart. Number 3, spending fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the Islamic perspective, the Islamic philosophy to the money itself. And everything after what I have mentioned, when we talk about the fiqh issues, the legal or the legislation of Islam about halal and haram, every point will come about halal and haram will come to serve this purpose. For example, when Islam is telling you buying and selling is halal, but usually is haram. Stealing, robbing, cheating, scamming, overpricing people. All these issues is haram. Someone had found people are so desperate in him because of their need. And a mechanic, for example, a person got him a car who got accident, for example, and he found him that he's so desperate and he does not understand anything. That's why he started to, give him lots of things that he does not need. And he overcharged him. He overpriced him. At that case, that extra money that you got is haram. Is haram. And whatever you will get, and then imagine the hadith of Rasulullah, that whenever you get like haram money, then you get food with it, and then you give it to your children to feed them, it will be as if you are feeding them a piece of Jahannam, a piece of the hellfire. A piece of the hellfire will be in their stomach. Now, can you imagine someone, since his children are so young, and he's feeding them every meal from haram, then their flesh and bones that they have built were gathered from haram. Could you imagine that child when he grows up, and then he will never ever obey his father? Then the father will come to the Imam. Imam, he is not obeying me. Imam, he is a bad boy. Imam, he is so and so. Tell him, did you feed him from halal source? Just tell me. Did you have halal income? Did you have barakah in your house? Let me be honest with you. Inna Allah la yadhlimu an-nasa shay'a. Allah does not oppress people, but people are oppressing themselves. They come at the end and they start complaining. Someone is not content with what he has, then he started, and I'm telling you clearly, frankly, because someone has to say the truth, whether people like it or not. A Muslim, and he is selling liquor, and he tries to justify that for himself. Okay, no one is going to attack you. That's the choice. That's your choice. And wallahi, after 2-3 months, he sees that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had took the barakah back from his life. Then he comes to the Imam, starts to scream and cry, Imam, my wife always fights with me. She's not content with anything. You know what? I got her a ring which is diamond, and she's still not happy. She wanted more. You know what I told him? She's not content with what you give to her. You also wasn't content with what Allah had given to you. Am I right? Why are you blaming her? She did exactly with you as you did with Allah. Money is not our goal. Money, you can use it, spend, pay your bills and spend, have a good, have a decent life, good life. Alhamdulillah, we are content with what Allah had given us. But money itself is not a goal by itself. As I told you, you have lots of people, they may sell themselves. You have women, they may sell their chastity, their modesty because of $10. $10. And she might sleep with somebody else because of a couple of dollars, because she is aiming at money. Money is her target. That's the way. In Islam, earn from halal. Money is not attached to your heart. When you spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all to the best. Allahumma ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower all of us with His mercy. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah bless you. Inshallah, tomorrow we have the Salatul Fajr, inshallah, the Khatira after Fajr. Then we have the Jumu'ah. And after Maghrib, inshallah, we have the reflection on the topic of the Jumu'ah. Stay tuned. And inshallah, we are going to see you tomorrow. Just wanted to thank all the brothers and sisters who are watching us right now on Zoom. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of them. Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.